Hey there guys, this is Richard, your host, with another marvelous video. Boys and their toys. Hello, sons of Batman. We know all of us want to be like Batman when we grow up, and the only thing stopping us from becoming him is, well, a few $1 billion, years of training, and his toys. But what would happen if you were bestowed with the Wayne fortune? Then the only question you ask while building your Bat arsenal is, does it come in black? Yes, kids, today we'll take a detailed look at Batman's arsenal that is used over the years to fight the criminal elements. Well then, suit up, kids, to the Batcave again. But before we begin, we have a small request. If you like our content, please subscribe to our channel. It's a small click from you, but it means a lot to us. Thank you. Let's begin. The Shark Repellent Bat Spray. Yes, kids, you heard it right. Batman has a spray to fend off sharks, and he never leaves home without it. The Shark Repellent Bat Spray was first seen in Batman Volume 1, issue number 117, in August 1958, where he uses it to repel giant alien sea creatures. In the 1966 movie, Batman the Movie, starring Adam West and Burt Ward, a shark launched and attacked Batman while he was hanging from a helicopter. Batman quickly handed the spray to Robin, who proceeded to douse the shark with it, compelling the creature to relinquish its hold and plunge back into the depth. Later, in Batman Volume 3, issue number 135, when the main Batman of Earth Zero travels the multiverse, the Adam West version of Batman gives him his utility belt. The Batman used the shark repellent spray to fend off an interdimensional shark that attacked him. Batarang. The Batarang debuted in Detective Comics issue number 31 in September 1939 in the story Batman vs. the Vampire, where he used this weapon on the Monk. It's a combination of a bat symbol and a boomerang, which also functions as a shuriken. As the story goes, the first Batarang was gifted to Batman by the Australian circus star of boomerangs named Lee Collins. Lee even taught him how to throw one. Over time, Batarangs have become a fundamental part of Batman's collection of tools, appearing in every major adaptation of Batman in television and film. It's used as a close-range weapon, offering an alternative to firearms, which he adamantly rejects due to the circumstances of his parents' murder. The primary use of Batarangs is to disarm assailants by knocking guns out of their hands. Sometimes it's used to throw ropes over long distances for Batman to dangle, and sometimes shot as shurikens from his glove gauntlet at his adversaries. Additionally, they serve as Batman's distinctive calling cards to frighten the criminal elements. Every version of Batman from every universe has got an array of different types of Batarangs at his disposal. The Grappling Gun. These are Bat-copyrighted advanced handguns equipped with the ability to shoot miniature grappling hooks attached to thin, strong wires. Once the hook firmly latches onto a surface, Batman activates a potent motorized pulley mechanism with a simple button press. This mechanism enables his swift ascents to elevated locations like rooftops. Grappling guns can also be utilized in an offensive manner, capable of pulling individuals or objects toward the Batman. The first usage of Bat grapple guns in comics can be traced back to Batman issue number 441 and number 458, where Batman used this gadget to fire a grappling rope to climb and swing on, which happened after the popularity of Batman 89. The designs of the grappling gun vary for every incarnation of Batman over the multiverse. EMP Rifle. The EMP Rifle made its debut in full glory in the film The Dark Knight Rises in 2012. The gun generates strong invisible electromagnetic blasts to render all machinery useless. Upon Batman's return from an extended period of seclusion spanning 8 years, he swiftly engaged in a thrilling motorcycle pursuit against Bane's henchmen. To halt the progress of the machinery and cars involved in the chase, he utilized the EMP Rifle. With a simple activation, powering up and aiming and shooting of the rifle, he was able to disable them. The electromagnetic pulse from the gun effectively shut down the functionality of the thug's vehicles as well as all electricity. Typically, the rifle is affixed to his bat pod for convenient access and immediate use. However, it was rendered useless when a policeman shot at it.
Coming right up on his butt.
Batmobile. The initial introduction of the Batmobile occurred in Detective Comics issue number 27 in May 1939, featuring a portrayal of an unassuming red car. In Batman number 5, released in 1941, the design was updated to feature a bat insignia and bat fins, which kind of imprinted the word bat on his mode of commute. With time, both the make and history of the Batmobile has evolved. Throughout its evolution, the Batmobile has undergone extensive customization, solidifying its status as Batman's most technologically advanced crime-fighting asset in his arsenal. With the incorporation of cutting-edge prototype military-grade equipment, a significant portion of which originated from Wayne Enterprises, Batman constructed an intimidating hybrid vehicle, decked with weapons, patrolling the streets of Gotham. The Batmobile was given a detailed backstory first time in the movies in Batman Begins, where it was built from a giant towing vehicle named Tumbler. Not only across the multiverse, Batman from Earth Zero has an array of Batmobiles at his disposal.
Batman must be operating his remote control Bat-computer oscillator.
The Bat-computer. The first Bat-computer was shown first in Adam West's Batman TV series in the episode The Clock King's Crazy Crimes in 1966. Later, following its TV series popularity, it made its comic book debut in Batman Volume 1, issue number 189 in 1967. It was dubbed Dupin and was a normal computing machine and didn't have any user interface to interact with. With time, the Bat-computer evolved into the most expensive and advanced piece of tech on the face of this Earth, just second to a mother box. The Bat-computer establishes direct connections with law enforcement networks, such as the CIA, FBI, and Gotham City Police Department, granting Batman access to private systems for vital information as well as forensic analysis. This connectivity aids in cross-referencing cases, identifying suspects, and gathering crucial data for investigations. Moreover, the Bat-computer remains linked to specialized satellites like Brother Eye, enabling surveillance of Gotham City and safeguarding allies. It has direct connections to the Batmobile and Batsuits of the entire Bat family and helps in the communication, query solving, and weapon deployments remotely. Bat sonar lenses. The Bat sonar lenses made its debut in Batman Forever in 1995. Batman made use of it to map the surroundings when he went to Claw Island to save Robin and Dr. Chase. In the 2008 movie The Dark Knight, Lucius Fox developed a program designed for cell phone integration. Similar to sonar used in submarines, this program transmitted information directly to Batman's cowl. He was enabled with a visual topography which mapped out everything in his surroundings, even within closed walls. By leveraging this technology, Batman successfully located Lau and handed him over to the Gotham City Police Department. Building upon this concept, Batman took it to an extreme by crafting a virus that propagated the program across every cell phone in Gotham. The data collected from these devices was channeled through a supercomputer housed in the Batcave, delivering the information directly to Batman's cowl. The primary objective of this intricate setup was to track down and apprehend the Joker, and also thwart a complicated hostage situation. Deeming this kind of power to be unethical, Batman later made Lucius delete this tech after its use. The Bat Cycle. The Bat Cycle made its debut in 1966 Batman TV series in the episode Not Yet, He Ain't in Season 1. It was a redesigned Harley-Davidson with a sidecar for Robin. Within the realm of comic books, Batman's personal Batcycle undergoes modification from a standard street bike to possess a 786cc liquid-cooled V4 engine. This remarkable vehicle features a computer-controlled carburetor and is equipped with a wind guard that's resistant to bullets. Apart from being a mode of on-road commute, it's also been featured to climb high altitudes and jump over buildings. Enabled with flaming nitro boosts and an array of gadgets, it's even stronger than a Fryer truck and is unstoppable on-road. In the movies, it's evolved from the Batblade in Batman and Robin to the Batpod, with rotating wheels in Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy, to the Batbike in the 2023 movie The Flash. Remote-controlled Batarangs. Yes, kids, with enough money at his disposal, Batman employed remote-controlled Batarangs as a part of his arsenal. Isn't that the coolest gadget to have? These specialized Batarangs have the unique capability of being remotely controlled, allowing them to navigate around objects, divert adversaries, and overcome specific obstacles. Built with proper hovering actions and brakes and accelerators, they can even be programmed to encircle enemies and strike them from behind, thus providing Batman with a tactical advantage. When thrown, they can act as a drone and can be used to map topography inside tunnel networks or any villain's lair, and come back to Batman after traveling long distances. It made its on-screen debut in the movie Batman Returns in 1992, when Batman uses it to incapacitate the members of Red Triangle's circus gang. It's also been widely used in the Arkham games after that. Kryptonite Spear. The Kryptonite Spear made its debut in the movie Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice in 2016. Fueled by his unjustified rage, Bruce thought that Superman was a threat to mankind. Learning how kryptonite could destroy any Kryptonian cells, Bruce decided to build a spear out of it and kill Superman with it. However, when he was about to strike his final blow on a wounded Superman, he was stopped by Superman's pleading and he realized how far he'd fallen. Superman later utilized the spear to kill Doomsday. However, he also died in the final battle. This spear made its debut in comics in Batman the Devastator in January 2018, where Batman was shown trying to employ it to stop the evil Superman from his world in the dark multiverse. However, his hand was cut off and the spear was thrown away. The Memory Cloth Bat Cape. The cape has been a part of Batman's attire since the day he appeared in Detective Comics number 27, but it was just there to give him the appearance of a bat. In the 2005 film Batman Begins, more characters were introduced into the cape. It was shown to be made of memory cloth that rearranged its molecules when electricity was passed through it and hardened it based on its bat-shaped exoskeleton. Using it, Batman glided over long distances over Gotham, mimicking the appearance of a flying bat. It was also used by Batman to break the fall and save Rachel when she was thrown out of a tall building. Additionally, he utilized it to glide between buildings and enter the criminal accountant Lau's tower in Hong Kong, finally apprehending him. Wingsuit. The Batcape strikes again. A 2022 movie titled The Batman literally morphed the cape into a wingsuit. In this movie, Batman was rash and inexperienced and got into a bicker with Gotham police inside the police station itself. He tried to escape and found himself on the top of the GCPD building standing over a gargoyle. With a push of a button, his cape covered him and turned into a wingsuit, which Batman then used to jump and glide through the tall buildings. But the maneuvers were completely manual and utterly dangerous. It had an inbuilt parachute to help him break his fall, but it got caught on a bridge and gave Batman a painful hard stop. Bat Beacon. The Bat Beacon made its debut in Batman number 406 during the iconic Year One story arc in 1987. Its primary function was to emit ultrasonic sounds that would attract bats to a specific location. In the story, when Batman found himself wounded and cornered by the police, he activated the Bat Beacon, summoning a vast swarm of bats to converge on his position. This allowed him to elude the authorities and make a successful escape. The concept of the Bat Beacon was also featured in the 1992 film Batman Returns, where Batman utilized it to gather a large assembly of bats around the Penguin. Later, in the film Batman Begins, the faithful adaptation of the Year One scene took place, where Batman once again employed a similar beacon to attract bats and outmaneuver the pursuing police while transporting the poisoned Rachel. This scene drew inspiration from the aforementioned Year One comic book scene. This gadget became a standard addition to Batman's arsenal and has been featured in animations and video games too. Suit of Sorrows. This suit debuted in Detective Comics issue number 838 in 2008. Talia al Ghul, the daughter of the notorious villain Ra's al Ghul, gifted the Suit of Sorrows to Batman. This suit was crafted during the Crusades in 1190, and its first wearer was driven insane, causing him to mercilessly kill hundreds of individuals. Despite this dark history, Batman wasn't affected by it. It was crafted from the blades and breastplates of deceased members of the Order of Purity, a breakaway faction of the Order of Saint Dumas. The Suit of Sorrows bestowed upon Batman increased strength and speed, but also heightened his aggression. After experiencing its negative effects, Batman made the decision to discontinue its use, but couldn't bring himself to dispose of it, instead storing it in the Batcave. The suit was later stolen and utilized by the new Azrael of the Order of Purity. Batclaw. The Batclaw, a modified grapple gun, played a significant role as a prominent gadget within the acclaimed Batman Arkham series. Making its debut in Batman Arkham Asylum, this ingenious tool granted Batman the ability to retrieve objects situated beyond his immediate grasp. The versatility of the Batclaw extended beyond mere object retrieval, as it became an invaluable tactical asset during combat encounters. Batman cleverly employed the Batclaw to manipulate the battlefield, employing its capabilities to draw enemies closer, creating advantageous positions for precise strikes, and effectively disarming adversaries. Nightwing, a playable character in the Batman Arkham series, wields the Batclaw just like Batman. It allows him to retrieve objects and manipulate the environment. In contrast, Robin uses the Zip Kick, a gadget that propels him toward opponents for fast, powerful strikes. Utility Belt. An early concept of Bat Utility Belt appeared first in Detective Comics issue number 29 in July 1939. It was used to house choking gas capsules. In 1989, Frank Miller first changed the utility belt to contain military pouches to house bat weapons, and it stayed. Despite its seemingly ordinary appearance, the utility belt holds great significance as one of Batman's essential crime-fighting tools. Comprising a simple strap and buckle, this belt features 10 pouches or cylindrical cartridges attached externally. The buckle is equipped with a miniature camera and a tape recorder, while a secondary compartment along the length of the belt stores Batman's Batarangs. Within each of the 10 pouches or cylinders, A diverse array of tools crucial to Batman's battle against crime is housed. These cylinders can be easily interchanged with one another, providing adaptability. Various bat weapons that are housed in the belt range from Batarangs, bat ropes, grappling guns, smoke pellets, bowlers, tracers, tranquilizers, lockpick, explosives, sonic emitters, to even a kryptonite ring to be used against Superman if he ever goes out of control. Bat signal. It's not just a call, it's a warning. The bat signal is a custom-designed searchlight equipped with a distinct bat-shaped emblem attached to its beam. This unique modification enables it to cast a prominent bat symbol onto the cloudy night sky above Gotham City. The signal is utilized by the Gotham City Police Department to establish communication and seek Batman's aid whenever required. Furthermore, it serves as a potent psychological deterrent against the numerous criminals residing within Gotham City. The initial appearance of the bat signal can be traced back to Detective Comics issue number 60 in February 1942. In post-crisis continuity, the signal's origins vary across different storylines. It's introduced as a novel tool following Batman's initial confrontation with the Joker in the 2005 series Batman, the Man Who Laughs. It made its first on-screen appearance in the 1940 Columbia serial Batman and Robin. Batman gave it to the GCPD in the 1989 Batman film. And in 2005's Batman Begins, Gordon gets the idea of using the signal when he saw a chained Carmine Falcone across a searchlight had cast a shadow of a bat on the Gotham sky. Ice skates. The Bat ice skates made its first appearance in the movie Batman and Robin in 1997. When Mr. Freeze and his hockey thugs raid the Natural History Museum in order to steal a diamond, he freezes it over. Batman and Robin jumped in to save the day and fought some of the hockey thugs off, but were unable to hold on to the frozen and slippery floor. Once they were pushed down, they tapped their feet together and voila, the Bat skates came out. They skated on the ice and fought the hockey thugs and eventually defeated them and went after Freeze as he flew away. Stealth armor. One of Batman's superpowers is hiding in the shadow. For all we know, he is the Shadow. But what if a suit could do this stealth action for him? We see such a suit in Superman Unchained issue number 2 in 2013. Prior to becoming friends with Superman, Batman held a profound distrust of the Kryptonian, leading him to develop a suit that would conceal him from Superman's vision. However, he never utilized the suit until Superman inquired about its existence. In just 2 days, Batman demonstrated to the Man of Steel that such a suit was feasible. The suit, called the Stealth Suit, was designed to function across the complete magnetic spectrum, automatically adapting to any detection methods utilized to remain concealed. This was exemplified when not only was Superman unable to detect Batman in the suit, but neither was the Wrath, who was defeated by Batman with the assistance of the GCPD. Bat cuffs. Bat cuffs are specialized handcuffs shaped like bats, used by Batman as a crime-fighting tool. These cuffs are crafted from a combination of diamond-infused nylon and a sturdy steel core. Their initial appearance can be traced back to the 1960s Batman series, where Batman and Robin frequently utilized them to securely immobilize captured criminals. The first occurrence of the cuffs was in the episode Hide, Diddle, Riddle, and they subsequently made appearances in various episodes. In the feature film, Batman the Movie, they were employed to restrain Catwoman after her defeat. While the bat cuffs have had limited appearances in the comics, they made their recorded debut in an issue of World's Finest Comics. Notably, they were also featured as a promotion of 1995 film Batman Forever. Furthermore, they had a prominent presence in the 2016 movie Suicide Squad, where Batman utilized them to restrain Deadshot. Pneumatic Mangler. This weapon made its debut in the 2008 film The Dark Knight. It was given to him by his trusted ally and supplier, Lucius Fox. Designed specifically for attachment to the arm gauntlet of Batman's Batsuit, the Mangler greatly enhanced his capacity to forcefully break through or bend resilient objects, such as gun barrels. He used it in a crucial confrontation within a parking garage, where Scarecrow engaged in a trade alongside the Chechen and his associates. Demonstrating the power of the Mangler, Batman effortlessly distorted the barrel of a long firearm. Subsequently, during the pursuit of Scarecrow's van, Batman employed the Mangler to tear through the sheet metal concealing the vehicle. The strategic move weakened the van's structural integrity, facilitating Batman's ability to crumple and immobilize it upon descending from a considerable height. However, with the suit upgrade featured in The Dark Knight, the Pneumatic Mangler ceased to see further use. Riot Tank. The Riot Tank Batmobile made its debut in The Dark Knight Returns issue number 2 Dark Knight Triumphant in July 1986. Prior to being compelled into retirement, Batman constructed this tank-like vehicle to confront a period characterized by widespread riots in the city. Diverging from his usual fleet of compact and airborne Batmobiles, this particular vehicle is of massive proportions, featuring caterpillar tracks and exclusively serving as a ground-based armored fighting vehicle. Batman took it out to intimidate the mutant gang after he came back from retirement. This tank appears in Carrie Kelly's imagination in the episode Legends of the Dark Knight in the new Batman Adventures series, and also in 2013's The Dark Knight Returns animated movie. And finally, the tank made a glorious on-screen debut in 2021 Zack Snyder's Justice League epilogue, where it was promoted by the name of War Machine. AntiFreeze Suit. This suit made its debut in the Batman animated series in 2004. In the episode, The Big Chill, Batman confronted Mr. Freeze and sustained severe injuries. Encouraged by Alfred, he engaged in a rematch, donning the AntiFreeze Batsuit in the frozen Gotham Park. The suit, primarily white and grey, provided insulation against the cold. Batman's entire face was covered, featuring a grey bat symbol within a white ellipse on the chest. Equipped with built-in skis on the boots, Batman skillfully maneuvered on Freeze's icy terrain. The glove blades emitted heat and light, allowing Batman to slice through Freeze's ice walls. The cape was resistant to freezing rays, and the suit incorporated flamethrowers for a direct confrontation with Freeze's freeze ray. Ultimately, Batman stunned Freeze with a blast from the Batmobile, curing victory. This iconic Batsuit was later featured in video games. Gauntlets. Originally, Batman's gloves were designed to cover his hands up to the wrists. However, in Detective Comics issue number 31, published in July 1939, they underwent a significant size extension and transformed into gauntlets for the first time. The addition of claws followed shortly in issue number 33. It was in issue number 36 that the iconic gauntlet fins made their debut, courtesy of the legendary Bill Finger. Since then, the finned gauntlet has become an indispensable component of Batman's arsenal. Although the fins don't have a defined purpose in the comic books, the movie Batman Begins showcased them as weapons employed by the League of Shadows to counter swords, shattering them into pieces. In the Batman Hush storyline in 2002, the gauntlet underwent substantial advancements. It featured a highly evolved design, incorporating a miniature computer complete with a hardlight holographic console. Additionally, it served as a communication device and a remote control for the Batmobile and high-tech Batarangs. With the ability to connect and instantaneously hack into any network, the gauntlet proved to be a versatile tool in Batman's crime-fighting arsenal. The Bullet Deflector Batsuit. The debut of this suit took place in the animated movie Gotham Knight in 2008 in the short titled Field Test. Bruce Wayne obtained a new addition to his Batsuit, a magnetic shield that provided him with the ability to deflect bullets. This particular Batsuit was designed to resemble the armor of a knight, entirely black in appearance. Its magnetic field offered protection by deflecting any projectiles or objects thrown toward it. During an intervention in a confrontation between Maroni and the Russians, an unintended consequence occurred when a bullet ricocheted off Batman's new gadget, inadvertently causing harm to a nearby Russian thug. In a bid to save his life, Batman swiftly transported the injured individual to the hospital, where the criminal was ultimately apprehended. Reflecting on this incident, Batman returned to Lucius Fox and expressed that the gadget's effectiveness had unforeseen consequences, leading him to relinquish the suit. Shock gloves. The Bat gloves possess the ability to emit powerful bursts of electricity. In the events of Arkham Origins, Batman seized the opportunity to claim the shock gloves from Electrocutioner's body when he died. The gloves served as a makeshift defibrillator when Alfred's heart stopped due to debris dropped by Bane. Batman utilized the shock gloves to revive Alfred by delivering an electric shock. Furthermore, Batman used the shock gloves to halt Bane's heart, preventing its beats from fueling the Joker's electric chair. Batman further employed the gloves to restart Bane's heart after the Joker's departure. In the course of the assault on Arkham, Batman utilized the gloves during a confrontation with King Shark, albeit one of the gloves being destroyed in the process. The shock gloves granted Batman the ability to bypass the defenses of enemies equipped with shields, stun batons, and martial arts skills. Additionally, they allowed him to short-circuit certain environmental objects. Even armored enemies proved vulnerable to the penetrating capabilities of the gloves.
What's this little toy do?
Careful, it's an exosuit.
Exo Armor Batsuit. The Bat Armor made its debut in the Batman Beyond animated series in 1999. To overcome the limitations brought about by aging, Bruce Wayne devised the Bat Armor, an experimental exosuit designed to enhance his physical abilities and endurance beyond the capabilities of his previous Batsuit. The armor was a complete suit of protective gear that could be discreetly shrunk down for concealment purposes. However, it had a notable drawback. It exerted strain on the wearer's heart, rendering it impractical after testing. Terry expressed skepticism that Bruce would allow a heart issue to hinder him. Subsequently, Terry found himself captured by the villainous Inc., who threatened Terry's life unless Bruce surrendered. Determined to rescue Terry, Bruce donned the Bat Armor, activating its components that encased him. With the armor empowering him, Bruce was able to fight once more as Batman. This allowed Terry to escape, and together, Bruce and Terry triumphed over Inc., emerging victorious from their encounter. The futuristic Batsuit. This Batsuit was an arsenal in itself and made its debut in the Batman Beyond animated series in 1999. It was worn by Terry McGinnis, and it featured a sleek black design with a full-face mask. Equipped with a communicator, infrared vision and binoculars, it enabled efficient recon. The iconic red bat symbol contrasted against the black suit. Jet-powered wings replaced the cape, aiding gliding, while boots with thrusters allowed short-distance flight. Electromagnetic pads enhanced mobility, retractable claws aided climbing, and built-in microphones facilitated eavesdropping. The integrated grey utility belt included a camouflage device, providing near invisibility unless exposed to UV light. Dr. Peter Corso servo motors amplified movement, durability, strength, and agility. The Batsuit endured gunfire, fire, lasers, and shocks, complemented by a vast arsenal of weapons and gadgets. Batman was always prepared for any encounter. Kryptonite Grenade Launcher. Batman's grenade launcher made its first appearance in the Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice tech manual in 2016. And in the same year, it debuted in the movie Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. It's a Bat trademarked FN Special Operations Forces combat assault rifle with a standalone enhanced grenade launching module fitted to the barrel. In the film, Batman employed this weapon against both Superman and the formidable Doomsday creature. Instead of conventional 40mm rounds, it utilized custom-designed ammunition that released kryptonite gas upon impact. This gas was capable of incapacitating and causing harm to Kryptonians, significantly diminishing their strength, agility, and durability for a few minutes. Batman used a few of these rounds against Superman before they joined forces to confront the unleashed Doomsday, orchestrated by Lex Luthor. In a moment of desperation while trying to break free from Wonder Woman's lasso of truth, Batman utilized his last remaining round to weaken Doomsday. Hellbat Armor. What wouldn't a father do to protect his child? Well, Batman wore a suit in Batman and Robin issue number 33 in 2011. Due to Batman's lack of superpowers, the Justice League collaborated to create the Hellbat Armor to protect him. This ultimate weapon was formed by Superman in the heart of a sun and forged by Wonder Woman in Olympus, then assembled by Cyborg. Green Lantern contributed a shape-changing cape, while the Flash and Aquaman tempered the armor under extreme conditions. Equipped with the Hellbat armor, Batman gained increased speed, strength, and durability, as well as several other abilities. The shape-changing cape allowed him to fly and control tendrils in various shapes, and the armor also featured a photonic cloak to make him invisible. However, the Hellbat's biggest drawback was its ability to drain the wearer's metabolism, which could be lethal if worn for too long. Despite this danger, Batman used the armor to retrieve his son's body from Apocalypse, demonstrating his willingness to pay the ultimate price.
Control.
Contained within the utility belt are compact capsules used by Batman. Designed with inspiration from other smoke-related weaponry, these capsules play a crucial role in their crusade against crime. Smoke bombs serve as a frequent choice to sow confusion, divert attention, or facilitate hasty getaways, effectively contributing to their tactical arsenal. The smoke bombs were first used by Batman in Detective Comics issue number 33 in November 1939. It's since then been used regularly in comics as well as animations. The bombs made their first on-screen appearance in 1960's Batman TV series. They also made an appearance in the 1989 Batman movie, as well as Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy, where it was used as a method of theatricality and deception. And finally, in 2016's Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice, in the form of lead-lined smoke grenades. Voice Synthesizer. The Voice Synthesizer, a recent addition to Batman's utility belt, empowers him to deceptively mimic and issue vocal orders to foes while assuming the guise of their commanding officer. This ingenious tool proves highly effective when utilized against different factions, such as Harley Quinn's henchmen and the soldiers enlisted in the Arkham Knight's militia. Similar to Batman's remote hacking device, The voice synthesizer assists in gaining access to security panels. However, it only specializes in bypassing panels that necessitate voice activation. This device is a crucial part of the Bat arsenal in the Arkham games.
A bat bomb?
We have to blow up this rocket before it turns Gotham into a crater.
Bat bomb. Everybody knows that Batman doesn't use guns, but he sure has used bombs over the years. Generally, these bombs are non-lethal charges that Batman deploys in order to stun his adversaries or break open an escape route. They're an integral part of the Bat arsenal, but are varied in design and usage over time. In 1966's Batman the Movie, we see Robin using Batman's Bat-charge launcher to stop the submarine where all the villains were. In 1997's Batman and Robin movie, Batman uses a bat bomb again to destroy Mr. Freeze's rocket. During the Arkham escape scene in 2005's Batman Begins, the bat bomb was used again by Batman to break open a prison gate. Bat napalm. The bat napalm only made a brief appearance in 1992's Batman Returns movie. In the iconic scene where Keaton's Batman faces off against Pfeiffer's Catwoman on a rooftop, Batman was initially subdued and was left hanging from the rooftop by Catwoman's whip. Perhaps the only way out for Batman was to try out his new gadget, the Bat Napalm. He took out a blue vial, shook it, and threw it at Catwoman's shoulder, burning her instantly. This helped him to escape the near-death situation. Insider Suit. Upon Bruce's return from the Omega Sanction, he embarked on surveillance operations across Gotham, meticulously observing both the city and the Bat family members. The inaugural appearance of the suit took place in Bruce Wayne, The Road Home, Batman and Robin issue number 1 in 2010. Known as the Insider Suit, it replicated various abilities showcased by the Justice League. These included a heat vision mode akin to Superman, an electrified wire capable of serving as a lie detector, reminiscent of Wonder Woman's lasso, a camouflage mode that granted invisibility akin to Martian Manhunter, a Speed Force mode enabling superhuman velocity reminiscent of the Flash, and a force beam fueled by indomitable willpower akin to Green Lantern. Additionally, the suit possessed the power of flight and teleportation, thanks to the utilization of the Justice League teleporter. Essentially, it possessed an array of features that covered almost every conceivable need, lacking only Batman's iconic ears and logo. The glue grenade devised and employed by Batman is an explosive contraption known for its adhesive capabilities. This unique grenade, incorporating a compound discovered at the steel mill, takes the shape of a projectile that, upon detonation, releases a formidable adhesive substance. This substance proficiently immobilizes any adversaries ensnared within its tenacious grasp, leaving them incapable of movement. This weapon was shown as a part of the Bat arsenal in the Arkham Origins game. Super Heavy. Project Batman Armor. Powers Tech developed the Rookie, a robotic mech Batsuit also known as the Super Heavy Batsuit. It was commissioned by the GCPD following Batman's supposed demise and utilized by Jim Gordon, the former commissioner turned Batman. This suit debuted in Batman issue number 41 in 2015. This robotic black and blue armor suit offered digital camouflage and cloaking and could turn invisible. It had thermal imaging and anti-gravity magnetic boots. It had an inbuilt automatic defibrillator. The armored cape acted as a shield against bombs. It had rocket thrust boots that helped it to leap over long distances. The boots also had magnetic grips to attach themselves to any surface. It had built-in tear gas and smoke pulse cannon, a voice modifier, and decibel defense. The suit could fire Batarangs and EMP pulse. It had enhanced strength to fight with any opponent. Electrified Cowl. Yes, kids. Batman wears an electrified cowl without getting electrocuted himself. This is a safety feature built into the Bat cowl that releases an electric charge whenever someone tries to tamper with it. Many a time when Batman is incapacitated and any assailant tries to open his mask to take a peek at the face inside, Shazam! A non-lethal electric shock courses through the cowl into the assailant and subdues him. The cowl made an on-screen appearance in 2008's film The Dark Knight, where one of Joker's goons was shocked when he tried to open Batman's cowl when he was down. Batsuit Taser. In the aftermath of Crisis, a distinct technological addition emerged within the Batsuit, explicitly identified as a taser. While primarily serving as a close-quarters combat tool, its secondary purpose is to safeguard the cowl. Seamlessly integrated into the suit's fabric, the taser appears to coexist alongside the power source. As a safeguard for dire situations, a single-use taser module discreetly resides within the outer layer of the Batsuit, layered atop an insulated inner lining. This defensive mechanism administers a powerful surge of 200,000 volts, facilitated by a meticulous network of micro-thin electrodes meticulously distributed throughout Batman's attire. Activation and discharge of the taser occur through the clever integration of circuit wafer controls within his gloves. It was seen in the Hush storyline, where a thug tried to beat Batman up while he was lying unconscious. The thug gained nothing that day but a strong dose of Shazam. Tear gas pellets. The Bat family carries tear gas grenades for handling volatile criminal situations. Batman, Robin, and Batgirl use them when needed. Previously, they were just mentioned as gas capsules in comics, making their first appearance in Detective Comics issue number 29, along with the utility belt. Later, when police were allowed to use tear gas to control riots, the comic books also introduced the same into Batman's arsenal. They made their first on-screen appearance in 1992's Batman the Animated Series. In the episode I Am the Night, a firefight erupted between the GCPD, Batman, and the Jazzman's gang. Batman deployed the tear gas, but the Jazzman shoots Jim. Batman considered quitting, but ultimately defeats the Jazzman with Robin's help. The criminal was then incarcerated. The armored Batsuit. Batman wore another heavy-duty armored Batsuit in Batman The Dark Knight Returns in order to fight Superman in the finale. The cowl was a greyish black and the cape was blue. The entire suit had armor plates in the chest, hands and legs area. The glove blades were shorter and sharper. The gloves had armored knuckles and the boots had spikes beneath it to cause some serious damage. Batman carried a gun that emitted a sonic pulse to stun Superman. The suit could be connected to an electric light post, through which Batman could absorb and pass electricity to electrocute Superman. This suit took a lot of damage in the story and was finally torn open by Superman. The hazbat suit. This Batsuit debuted in Justice League Volume 2, issue number 35 in 2014. Batman wore this Batsuit during the early days of the Amazo virus attack. It was an armored yet lightweight suit with a transparent shield over his cowl. This suit had its own oxygen supply and was created to protect Batman from harmful viruses, toxins, and radiation. The cowl had glowing eyes, and the bat symbol also glowed. It had yellow pouches in the utility belt in which Batman housed gadgets and weapons. It also had an inbuilt taser to electrocute and contain the infected metahumans. It had the ability to medically scan anyone. It could safely acquire and test tissue samples. It had an inbuilt defibrillator to revive anyone, and also had enhanced thermal imaging. It amplified Batman's strength, and he was able to withstand a super cyclone created by a meta. Bat credit card. Kids, there are some things that money can't buy. For everything else, there's the Bat credit card. This card made its first appearance in the 1997 movie Batman and Robin, when Batman used it at the Save the Rainforest charity ball during a bid to give $7 million to Poison Ivy. The expiry date on the card is mentioned as Forever, which is an homage to the previous movie Batman Forever from the director Joel Schumacher. Since the card appeared, it's been a topic of jokes amongst the fans, still cited amongst various fandoms. Cryptographic Sequencer. Functioning as a multifunctional instrument, the Cryptographic Sequencer empowers Batman with the ability to circumvent security consoles, track signals, and intercept radio broadcasts. Its original purpose was to disable security gates found on Arkham Island, and that incorporates sophisticated security protocols developed by Wayne Enterprises. These protocols entail a two-part biometric sequence, with one segment entrusted to Warden Sharp. It made its appearance during the Arkham Origins, Arkham Asylum, and the Arkham City incidents. Thermal gloves. During the Arkham Games Cold Heart storyline, the thermal gloves made their debut as a cutting-edge gadget integrated into the EXE suit. Batman utilized these gloves to rescue individuals trapped in ice blocks, shatter frozen structures, and incapacitate his adversaries. As the game progressed, the thermal gloves took precedence over the shock gloves. On New Year's Eve, Batman discovered that Mr. Freeze and Penguin's henchmen possessed cryogenic weapons. To counter this threat and navigate the icy environment of Gothcore, Batman acquired the EXE suit and equipped himself with the thermal gloves. By employing the thermal gloves, Batman released the frozen victims and weakened Freeze, ultimately delivering the decisive blow with a thermal-charged punch. Additionally, the thermal gloves' heat was channeled into the Batarangs, resulting in the creation of thermal Batarangs. The Thrasher suit. This suit debuted in Batman Volume 2, issue number 8, during the Night of the Owls event in 2012. After examining the body of Talon William Cobb, Batman discovered that all Talons had a vulnerability to cold climates because of their Electrum implants. So, he lowered the temperature in the Batcave to sub-zero levels and used the Thrasher suit to defeat the Talons. It was a big, armored robotic black and grey suit with a bat symbol on the chest. It had a yellow utility belt with big pouches to house the gadgets and weapons. The all-covering armor was constructed from meta-aramid mesh fibers, which made the suit more resilient than Kevlar. It's capable of enduring extreme temperatures, both hot and cold, and could store several weeks' worth of oxygen. It could shoot electromagnetic pulse, cryo-batarang, and electrostatic needles to incapacitate the Talon. The suit enhanced Batman's strength in combat and helped him to battle the Talons unbound. Explosive Gel. In the Arkham games, the explosive gel served a dual purpose as both a gadget and a sporadic weapon in Batman's extensive arsenal. With this versatile tool, Batman gained the capability to spray the gel onto structurally vulnerable objects and selectively detonate it. During intense combat encounters, Batman effectively employed the quick-fire explosive gel, rapidly dispersing the gel onto the ground. Upon activation, the resulting explosion forcefully incapacitated any adversaries within its blast radius. Powered by compressed air, this specialized weapon propelled cartridges containing Gelignite, a highly destructive gelatinous explosive commonly used in mining operations. Batman's judicious approach involved utilizing minimal quantities of the gel, ensuring that collateral damage was mitigated and the safety of innocent bystanders, including himself, was preserved as he successfully accomplished his objectives. Bat Armor. This armor debuted in Batman Incorporated issue number 12 in 2013. In this issue, Batman found himself facing Talia al Ghul, along with an army of ninjas who had been transformed into half-human, half-bat monsters. In addition, Talia had an inhuman clone monster with the power and will to destroy Batman. To prepare for the battle, Batman went to extreme lengths by injecting himself with the Man-Bat serum turned into a half-bat creature. When the fight began, Batman donned the previously mentioned Suit of Sorrows to make himself stronger and faster. The suit was modified with a jetpack for flight and extending metal arms that not only provided strength, but could also deliver a powerful electric shock into the ground. Moreover, the suit had a negative refractive index feature that allowed Batman to turn invisible, turning him into a monster to fight other monsters. Electric Batarang. The electric Batarang, devised by Bruce Wayne, was entrusted to Terry McGinnis for his confrontation with Ink in the Batman Beyond animated series. This specialized Batarang possessed the capacity to immobilize Ink temporarily until she was rescued by her accomplice. Upon impact, the Batarang delivered a powerful shock to incapacitate Batman's adversaries. Furthermore, the electric Batarang made an appearance in the Arkham games, serving as a modified version of the remote-controlled Batarangs. When infused with an electric charge, they retained the energy and could be used to disable fuse boxes, facilitating the opening of doors. Disruptor. The Disruptor gadget plays a prominent role in the Arkham games. It's also utilized by Nightwing and Azrael at various points throughout the game series. Depending on the specific version, the Disruptor has the ability to override different weapons and systems. In its Arkham City iteration, the Disruptor releases electrical pulses with diverse effects. It can deliver incapacitating shocks from weapon crates, disable firearms or shock the user upon firing, incapacitate medics trying to revive others, disable the user's detective mode scanner, sabotage boa drones causing them to attack their handlers and explode, render stun batons ineffective by incapacitating their users upon an attack attempt, neutralize detective mode jammers, detonate drones or placed mines prematurely, disable sentry gun dispensers when activated, and deactivate optic deflection armor, making the users visible to detective mode. Flares. In 2021's The Batman movie, Batman introduced a retractable flare as part of his crime-fighting arsenal, conveniently stored on his utility belt. This versatile tool served a range of purposes, including illuminating dark areas and serving as a defensive measure. A memorable instance of its usage took place during the flooding of Gotham City. In the midst of Gotham Square Garden, Batman brandished the flare, casting its luminous glow to guide and protect civilians caught in the deluge. The powerful scene, known as the Flare Scene, garnered widespread acclaim from both enthusiasts and critics. It marked a pivotal moment in Batman's journey as he transcended his vigilante persona to become a symbol of hope. By leading the people of Gotham City toward light and safety, Batman embodied inspiration and resilience in the face of adversity. Justice Buster Suit. In Batman Endgame issue number 1 in 2014, the readers were introduced to Fenrir, aka the Justice Buster Suit, the black and grey mecha armor with blue eyes. The Joker's scheme involved infecting the Justice League to turn them against Batman. However, the Dark Knight was ready for the worst-case scenario and utilized a behemoth of an armored suit to take them down quickly. Wonder Woman was ensnared with the Bind of Veils, causing her to believe she defeated Batman, while the Flash was incapacitated at hyperspeed. Aquaman was dehydrated with foam, Cyborg was neutralized by an electromagnetic nerve tree, and Green Lantern was targeted with a citrine neutralizer. But the most impressive feat was taking down Superman using gauntlets with microscopic red suns, collected from dead solar systems for added power, a heat and cold resistant coating, and even kryptonite-laced gum as a last resort. The suit was also capable of taking Superman's punches up front and handling the damage. Rocket Boots. The rocket boots were first introduced in comics in Injustice Year Zero, issue number 12 in 2020. It appeared in one scene when Batman was trying to save the people who were thrown into space when the JLA watchtower was attacked. Batman was able to grab the people in peril and propel them inside the watchtower. The rocket boots were also featured in the Batman Beyond animated series, where the boots with rocket thrusters provided a short-distance flight. They've also been featured later in the Batman Beyond comics as well. Explosive Batarang. The first appearance of explosive Batarangs can be mapped back to Detective Comics issue number 244, released in 1957, in the story titled The 100 Batarangs of Batman. In that story, a group of criminals learned how Batarangs were thrown and devised their own idea of sticking explosives to them. However, Batman tweaked the Batarangs to return to the criminals once thrown, and was able to incapacitate them with their own weapon. Since then, the explosive Batarangs have been a part of Batman's arsenal. They were used in the 2010 animated movie Crisis on Two Earths, in the final fight between Batman and Owlman. It's been extensively used in the Arkham and the Injustice game series. Built-in lie detector. Talk about unethical invasion of privacy and consent. When you're a billionaire vigilante, these features come inbuilt in your Batcowl. In a scene from Batman Volume 2, Issue 3, Batman is shown interrogating Luka Volk, the Pakan of the Ukrainian mob named the Whisper Gang, who were one of the 5 gangs that controlled smuggling in Gotham. Luka was the one who opened the gates of Old Gotham Tower for the assassin from the Court of Owls, who then made an attempt on Bruce Wayne's life. Bruce scanned him with his inbuilt lie detector and made sure that Luka was telling the truth and that he never knew the assassin. Instant Magnet Maker. In Batman Volume 2, Issue number 3, in the same scene where Batman was following and interrogating Luka Volk, the Whisper Gang attacked. As a part of their initiation, the gang members were fitted with an iron mask soldered at the back of their heads for a year to ensure that they never snitched to anyone. In order to stop them altogether, Batman threw a small tablet at the passing train, which turned all of their masks into magnets. They were all pulled together and stuck to the passing train that took them away. Bat Nets. In Batman Gotham After Midnight, issue number 2, released in August 2008, Batman faced adversaries who tried to ambush him. However, Batman effectively countered their ambush by introducing a new gadget into the mix. He employed small tags resembling Batarangs that, after a specific time period, detonated and ensnared the enemies in a large net. These nets had a secure grip, making it extremely challenging to escape while still allowing the criminals to breathe freely. Although this device had potential as a crowd control weapon, Bruce seems to have retired it, favoring bowlers as his primary tool for immobilizing opponents. Nightfall Gauntlet. During the Nightfall storyline, when Bruce's back was broken by Bane, he retired to revive himself and handed the Batman moniker to Jean-Paul Valley, formerly Azrael. Being programmed by the Order of Saint Dumas to become the avenging angel Azrael one day, Valley took his quest for Batman very seriously. In his frequent trances caused by the program, he drew various modifications to the Batsuit, all reminiscent of the original Azrael suit. One of those modifications were the Gauntlets. Initially designed with claws so that he could cling to any surface and climate, Valley redesigned it to be used as a weapon. Claws were razor sharp and could cause serious damage. The Gauntlet shot grappling ropes across large distances and had an inbuilt laser target system to shoot automated rounds of shurikens at his adversaries. They stayed for Valley's entire arc as Batman, as he believed that during his crusade, there is no place for kid gloves. Night Quest Gauntlet with Flamethrower. Jean-Paul Valley's Gauntlet was further upgraded during the Night Quest arc when he installed flamethrowers in his gauntlet, following the image of Azrael. It was his notion of purifying the streets of Gotham with fire is what led him to build such a weapon. This was the last upgrade that was built into his gauntlet. The Mech Batsuit. In the Unlimited Verse movie, Batman Unlimited, Mechs vs. Mutants, released in 2016, the villains took a serum made from Croc and Clayface DNA and turned into monsters and attacked Gotham. Batman created a new mech suit to fight them off. It was a giant Jaeger-like armored suit which Batman operated from inside. It had a blue and grey look with a yellow utility belt. A big bat insignia was placed on the chest as well as the utility belt buckle. The belt contained pouches. It was a Gundam-level suit that could fend off any giant. Cloaking Jacket. The cloaking jacket made its debut in Dark Knight's Death Metal #1 in June 2020. When Batman Who Laughs and his Robins were trying to persuade Diana into joining them, an invisible Batman ambushed them and shot a bat bomb arrow. Batman then appeared wearing this cloaking jacket that made him partially visible and adding to his camouflage. Magnetic Batarang. The first appearance of magnetic Batarangs can be mapped back to Detective Comics issue number 244, released in 1957, in the story titled The 100 Batarangs of Batman. In the story, Batman and Robin was after a counterfeiting mob and used this Batarang to snatch the steel money printing plates from them. Since then, this Batarang hasn't seen much use either in comics or on screen. Augmentation Suit. The suit debuted in Batman and Robin issue number 12 in 2012. Batman used this new equipped augmentation suit, which he controlled through the Batmobile, to prevent the villain Terminus from achieving his evil goal. Terminus was himself wearing a power suit that gave him superhuman powers and strength. But Batman's strength was also enhanced in this suit, and he fought toe-to-toe with Terminus. This suit also gave Batman the ability to fly, and he was able to stop a nuclear missile from destroying Gotham. Kryptonite Ring. Yes, kids, this is indeed one of the weapons that Batman keeps in his utility belt and never leaves home without it. Lex Luthor created a kryptonite ring and wore the ring constantly to repel Superman. Regrettably, Luthor's prolonged exposure to the low-level kryptonite radiation resulted in his development of cancer. Upon its retrieval, the ring was given to Batman by Superman himself. It was to be used on Superman to subdue him in case he ever went out of control. It was used by Batman as a weapon for the first time in Batman issue number 612, when Batman used it to weaken and beat a mind-controlled Superman. Rebreather. The rebreather, also called the respirator, is a compact breathing device used by Batman and his allies. It's stored in the utility belt and allows temporary breathing underwater in environments with hazardous gases or when oxygen is scarce. Batman relies on this apparatus during underwater missions, freeing him from the need for an oxygen tank. With artificial gill technology, it recycles exhaled breath and removes carbon dioxide. The device provides a short-term air supply in submerged or toxic gas-filled surroundings. It made its debut in 1966 Batman series in the episode Smack in the Middle. Underwater boot propellers. Batman has inbuilt propellers in his bat boots that help him to propel in any direction when he's underwater. In Batman issue number 612, when Superman attacked Batman and Catwoman, Batman used this gadget to flee the scene by swimming underwater. Bat Tracer. To monitor adversaries from afar, the Dark Knight attaches tiny tracking devices to them. Emitting signals detectable from several blocks away, these lightweight tracers enable Batman to track the villain's movements and uncover hidden headquarters by following subordinate henchmen. As an expert in tracking, Batman highly values these miniature devices among his crucial gadgets. These tracers were notably used in Batman Animated Series and Arkham Games series. Tranquilizers. Frank Miller's Batman Year One reveals the Dark Knight's effective use of a simple yet powerful weapon, the tranquilizer. Initially, Batman employed a mechanical needle gun to sedate the mob's limo drivers discreetly at the Falcone compound. The tranquilizer's swift and painless action proved highly successful. In a subsequent encounter, while stealthily confronting the Gotham City SWAT team, Batman effortlessly incapacitated an officer by discreetly shooting a tranquilizer-loaded blow dart. This demonstrated that extravagant bat-emblazoned gadgets were unnecessary for crime fighting, as Batman efficiently neutralized his target with minimal warfare. Ear microphone. In 2005's Batman Begins, Batman's cowl was assembled in two separate pieces. The head part of the graphite cowl was ordered via a dummy corporation from Singapore, and ears were ordered from a Chinese company separately, and the both were assembled manually. The ear part had microphones installed in it and helped Batman to listen to any long-distance conversation and spy on his targets. Freeze grenades. Within the Arkham City gamescape, Batman employs freeze grenades crafted by Mr. Freeze to accomplish diverse objectives. These grenades prove highly effective in immobilizing adversaries, impeding the formidable Clayface and generating ice platforms for aquatic traversal. When thrown, the grenades promptly detonate, enveloping the vicinity in solid ice instantaneously. This swift and efficient approach grants Batman the ability to dispatch enemies effortlessly and with minimal difficulties. Arkham Asylum Batsuit. The initial Arkham Asylum Batsuit featured Kevlar padding, armor plates with kinetic damping gel, and an impact dispersion substructure. It provided comprehensive protection but hindered mobility. The suit's components were designed for enhanced combat abilities, including the cowl with eavesdropping and detective mode, a memory cloth cape for gliding and defense, and combat-oriented boots, gloves, and utility belt with gadgets. The left gauntlet summoned the Batwing, had maps and location tracking abilities. Later versions of the suit utilized lighter materials like titanium fiber infused with Kevlar plates, resulting in a more agile Batsuit. Arkham City Batsuit. The Arkham City Batsuit featured Kevlar plates cast with titanium fiber, but it proved less resistant to blunt trauma when Two-Face attacked Batman. The suit's right gauntlet housed a holographic screen projector that displayed in black and white. Notably, there were two major updates: combat armor and ballistic protection, reducing damage from hand-to-hand combat and gunfire. In the Wii U's Armored Edition, the Batsuit was replaced by the battle-armored tech suit, or Batsuit, a heavily armored metallic variant. The Batsuit included kinetic dampeners to store and release impact energy during combat. The suit's integrated display on the left gauntlet provided access to various functions such as the map, detective vision, sonar scan, selective detonation of explosive gel, and the cryptographic sequencer. Arkham Knight Batsuit. The Batsuit version 8.03 incorporated a titanium-infused fiber mesh tri-weave bodysuit with an innovative liquid armor system in between. Unlike previous options like ceramic or fiber-based materials, the liquid armor layer offered superior flexibility, enabling rapid targeting and elimination of multiple enemies. The suit seamlessly integrated with the Batmobile, allowing quick deployment using the vehicle's electromagnetic ejection system and enhancing navigation capabilities. Equipped with holographic projectors and haptic controls on the gauntlets, the Batsuit enabled remote control of the Batmobile. The gauntlets featured retractable blades and sensors that worked in harmony with the detective mode, facilitating analysis of foreign samples and data uploads to remote locations. The suit's bullet defense was moderate, with the liquid armor layer proving less effective, particularly at close range. Nonetheless, the suit was specifically designed to constrict around wounds and halt bleeding in the event of a gunshot injury. Finger Taser. While some Bat gadgets may be sizable and visually striking, there's an item in his arsenal that remains hidden unless one significantly provokes him. In Detective Comics issue number 871, Batman unveiled a powerful taser discreetly concealed within the index finger of his glove, employing it against Becca Mulcahy during her ambush attempt. Compact and inconspicuous, this weapon proves perfect for the Dark Knight when minimizing excess weight is crucial. The Batplane. The Batplane, Batwing, Batjet, Batgyro, or Flying Fox serves as the fictional aircraft utilized by Batman. This vehicle made its debut in Detective Comics issue number 31 back in 1939. Since then, it's made various on- and off-screen appearances, the notable ones being in almost all the Batman movies. It's not just a method of quick transport, but is also fitted with a variety of arsenals to incapacitate any threat and adversary. It can be remotely controlled by Batman and often used by all the members of the Bat family. Batman's contact lenses. Batman's contact lenses first appeared during the New 52 run in DC Comics. These lenses used state-of-the-art technology and were equipped with a recorder that directly stored everything Batman saw into the memory drive in his cowl. The info was then routed directly to the Bat computer. It had facial recognition enabled and an augmented reality vision, which helped Batman to map out structures, distance, anatomy, and had access to all info in the Bat computer as well. These lenses made their first on-screen appearance in 2021's The Batman movie. The Collapsible Bat Sword. Although Batman typically refrains from wielding weapons with lethal capabilities, the Collapsible Bat Sword found in the Batman the Brave and the Bold cartoon series is an exception, bearing a striking resemblance to the lightsabers from the Star Wars universe. This sword proved invaluable when Batman confronted an army of Clock King's unleashed robots. Audio frequency jammer. In Tim Burton's Batman Returns, the Penguin manipulated Gotham's citizens, becoming a prominent mayoral candidate. Batman took it upon himself to expose the Penguin's true nature. He recorded incriminating audio onto a CD and used a Batcave jamming device to cut off the Penguin's speech. Broadcasting the evidence over the loudspeakers, Batman revealed the Penguin's intentions, ending his mayoral bid. Despite the Penguin causing chaos afterward, Batman could rest knowing he'd accomplished his mission. Fake vampire teeth. Batman, even in his formidable persona, had needs of cheap theatricality. In Batman Year 100, he utilized a terrifying gadget to strike fear into the hearts of Gotham's criminals, convincing them that he was a supernatural being. They were a set of fake vampire teeth. Evidently, the sight of a strong, bat-like figure flying through the dark and skulking in the shadows with vampire-like teeth put on the desired level of intimidation for the criminal elements. The final Batsuit. And last but not least, the final Batsuit debuted in Justice League Volume 4, issue number 24 in July 2019. It was revealed to Batman when the World Forger was explaining Batman's role in the grand scheme of the cosmos. It was made of Element X, aka 10th Metal, aka the metal of pure possibility. Batman used this suit to incapacitate the Justice League in the 6th dimension and connect their minds with Superman, who was imprisoned in a dark galaxy, devoid of any suns. With the help of this suit, Batman swerved Superman in the direction of new suns and helped him return and stop the World Forger from creating a new multiverse. The suit was gigantic in size and could create weapons from a simple thought, like white light cannons or lightning webs or mini robo Batmobiles that could stop any superhero in their tracks with lightning webs and lassos. It could heal and protect its wearer from any physical assault and enabled the wearer to fly. It could connect with the cosmos and evolve or change any thought at a cellular level and talk to reality at the same time. That's all for today, kids. If Batman adds any new weapon or gadget in his ever-growing arsenal, rest assured that we'll come back to do a detailed analysis. Let us know your thoughts in the comments section. Keep liking, sharing, and subscribing. Until we meet again, same bat time, same bat channel.